In this video, we're going to compare the development potential on this project in San Diego County. We're going to see if it makes more sense to use SB9 and do a lot split, or the new ADU regulations and build units in the back. If we haven't met, my name is Mark Doty. This is the fourth project that I purchased last year after leaving my medical device sales job. And the goals on this project are relatively simple. One, we want to add more units so that we can help with the housing shortage here in San Diego. And two, we want to maximize returns for our investors, like say my wife Erica and our 3 kids. Before we get into the specific details around SB9 or the new ADU regulations, let's take a look at an overview of the project.
It's a single family lot where the owner died and we were able to pick it up at a discount because of the condition. Okay, so from above, here's the single family house. It's about 625 square feet with a detached garage. The lot is relatively flat. We've got some pretty big trees in the lot that would need to come down, but it's relatively flat, so it'd be easy to build on. And then it's got alley access, and again, it's a corner lot.
So how do we decide what to do on this project? Do we want to split the lot with SB9, or do we want to just keep it all intact and add ADUs where those trees are? Here's what the San Diego Development Office had to say about it.
SB9 allows for the lot split and development of new housing in single-family zones. The bill allows for a maximum of 4 units to be developed across the 2 new parcels. Locally, we are proposing that once a property has developed additional units under SB9, the property owner may not develop additional units under the city's accessory dwelling unit regulations.
So based on that, you have to choose. You can't do SB9 and add ADUs. So you have to pick one or the other. Let's look at SB9 first. In order to split your lot and then build additional units, there are several rules that you have to follow. First of all, you can't demolish any housing that's been rented in the last 3 years. And there's an emphasis on anything that's been under rent control or has been used as affordable housing. Number 2, it can be rented, but it can't be rented as a short-term rental. You can't put it out on Airbnb and do night-to-night stays. It has to be rented for terms of at least 30 days at a time. Number 3, the property has to be located within the city limits. It has to be a residential lot, and there are some disqualifying factors, but it's basically most of the residential lots located within a city. Number 4, the 2 parcels that you split the lot into have to be roughly equal in size. The smaller of the 2 lots can be only 40% of the 40/60 value, but they have to be about the same size. If you meet all these qualifications, you can do a by right lot split, which eliminates the public hearing and the environmental review, which ministerially approves your ability to split the lot and then add up to 4 units on the 2 resulting parcels. However, there's also a major drawback built into SB9, and that's that the owner has to occupy the property, or at least sign an affidavit that says they will own or occupy the property for 3 years after the lot split. That totally eliminates the feasibility from a development perspective in order to utilize SB9 to develop more projects. So from my perspective, SB9 really isn't going to help me develop more units in San Diego to help with the housing crisis or turn a profit for my investors. What I see as a more realistic way to accomplish these 2 goals is where I can buy projects where you can utilize the new ADU laws and then build more housing units in San Diego.
So from an ADU perspective, on any residential lot, you can do up to a 1,200 square foot ADU. You don't have to be owner occupied, and that's likely what we would do, something like what the neighbors did right here. They're not going to have any additional parking requirements because it's an ADU, but then there's also a limitation on the setback and height requirements because it's attached to an alley. If you happen to owner occupy the main house or one of the units, you could also add a 500 square foot junior ADU, but since we're not going to live there, that's not an option for us. What we would likely end up doing is building the 1,200 square foot ADU in the back, cut down some of these trees, attach it to the alley, maybe put it on top of a parking garage, although we don't have to. It does make it more livable. And then while we couldn't do it as a short-term rental, and then we would either sell the entire project as 2 units or do a cash-out refinance and rent both the units. We couldn't rent the units as short-term rental. As long as the term on the rent was 30 days or more, we'd be able to do that and hold it for the long term.
So that's an overview of our project. There's a lot of exceptions and moving parts with these new regulations. So what do you think I got right and what do you think I got wrong? I'm putting these videos out to connect with other investors who are interested in doing this type of project. If that's you, subscribe to the channel and connect with me through the comments section below. Thanks for watching, and check out one of these other recent projects that we've done.